Welcome to The Best Part Is with Sid Adee. I'm Sid, a writer, actor, and a connoisseur of all things geekdom. And Aditi is a cognitive psychologist, actor, director, and pop culture enthusiast. So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, put on your earpods, and let's dive into the best part.
Sid Abbas.
Aditi Nath.
Welcome to The Best Part Is.
No, we're dropping the.
Drop the
Ba-ba-bang.
Best part is.
Best Part Is with Sid Adee.
Wow, so lame.
It's your choice.
You didn't like any of my other choices.
I did.
I still think we should have stuck to DXP chunks.
I
D-Town chunks.
I like D-Town chunks, but I even like Negasonic warheads.
But we're not talking anything about Negasonic warheadism.
Who cares?
I do.
It's cool.
We have, Saloni says this, and I agree. Cool is very subjective. And what you think is cool?
Only uncool people say cool is subjective.
I'm tired. I'm already tired. I'm tired before the episode starts. I'm great. This is great. Okay. So, you wanted to tell me a lot about Olympics. So, because you spoke so much about it, I thought we might as well record it and then put it out into the world.
No, there's just a lot of residual anger I'm feeling towards a lot of people involved with the Olympics.
Because you are an Olympian yourself.
Yes, because I certainly look like an Olympian myself.
You're the Olympian of
people
talking.
Look at me coming down the street and he must be a gold medalist.
I can be a very big medalist in consuming content. So can you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
If beatbox, what is it? Freestyle dancing. What? B-boying. Sorry, that's the word. B-boying is in Olympics this season. Did you see
Hello, Gen Z.
Australian? Did you see Australian?
Oh my God, that was so bad. That was so bad.
Was so interesting.
It's a definition of lying on your resume.
No, but it is a different take on it.
Right.
Right?
I mean, that's what we're going to go with.
We don't know. We don't know how to b-boy. We don't know where the b-boy culture has changed from New York.
True,
streets.
fair. That's a very fair point. Actually,
Right? We don't know evolution.
Anything,
Exactly. So who are we to talk?
But here's the thing. We don't know anything about javelin throw, but I can tell if it's a good throw or
No,
a bad
I
throw.
know about javelin throw.
Okay, I don't know anything about javelin throw.
I
right?
was an ex-thrower. I have done shot put nationally. I've done discus and javelin locally.
Okay,
I'm an archer and fencer from university. I know a little bit about javelin throw, guys. Come on. I get this much.
Flex much. Okay, so let's make it a different sport then. We don't know anything about curling.
I don't know.
There we go. I know a bit much because I do follow it, but I'm going to pretend I don't.
I really
so
don't
the thing
know
is,
anything about curling.
I don't need to know about curling to know what is good, what is bad, right? I can see it and I can understand the commentators talking over there, so I can tell.
Curling is a really hard sport to guess if it's good.
No, it's very simple. It has to stop in a certain zone. If it stops in a certain zone, good job.
You have to see how fast they can sweep around it.
The sweeping decides if it keeps on moving or stops. If you stop sweeping, it stops.
We don't know this.
Oh, God.
We don't know this information. You're fully making this up because you saw those 2 clips on TikTok where the sweepers sweeped and then they stopped sweeping and it landed.
Curling on TikTok. I watched it during the Winter Olympics.
Curling's only in Winter Olympics?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's not there this season.
Where will you find the ice?
It's there in Dubai, in Ski Dubai, Al Nasser Leisure Land, Dubai Mall. We were talking about Olympics and controversy.
Yes.
And that's something that you kept talking to me about.
This Olympics has been a proper of an Olympics because from day one,
You're far away from your mic.
I was lost in thought.
Okay.
So from day one, there has been a lot of issues going on with the Olympics, right?
Okay.
Right from the opening ceremony where they thought that they were imitating the Last Supper. The French, however, were saying that they weren't imitating the Last Supper; they were imitating something else.
I didn't actually watch it, and I don't have a take on it. So
I saw while the controversy was going on, I saw the news. I didn't see the opening ceremony myself.
Okay.
But a lot of people were pissed off, and what I feel is because of that, there is a sort of a white people fight going on in the sense of liberals versus conservatives.
You mean within
the European and the North American communities?
Okay.
And the casualty of this social media war or the casualty of this social debate are Africans and Asians. So before this World Cup, you never heard of anyone accusing a female boxer of being a man. You would naturally.
I mean, a lot of African athletes have faced that in the past, no?
I'm sure. Caster Semenya, she is one excellent example. So this woman won the 800 meters for every single event, from the Tokyo Olympics,
right,
all the way to the 2016 African Games.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
Commonwealth Games, African Games, Tokyo Olympics, Rio Olympics, and she even won the bronze in her final Olympics in the 1500 meter race.
All right. Okay.
So she excels in that 800 to 1500 range. Now the problem is she has elevated testosterone levels.
Okay.
And
as many women do, because of lots of hormonal imbalances.
And the laws regulating these governing bodies are very Eurocentric.
Right. Okay.
So even Indian sprinter Duty Chand, she faced a swarm of scrutiny and was dropped from the 2014 Commonwealth Games. Like she this is some.
And these were all the same testosterone
based, yes. There were reports of elevated testosterone levels. She underwent rounds of testing and ultimately took the International Track Federation to court, challenging the rules that enforce the limit on female athletes' naturally occurring testosterone levels. But here's the problem. India doesn't allow transition people to
participate
or
in a different
category.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
So if
same goes for Algeria.
Same goes for Algeria. But that's another thing that frustrates you, right? Because the European nations and the North American nations, they hold African and Asian nations to their values. Right.
Yeah.
So during the Qatar World Cup, Qatar is bad. Why? Because they don't have LGBTQ laws, which are they don't have pro-LGBTQ laws. So Qatar is bad. But all of a sudden, due to fake news, it's not like Algeria has any different laws, but due to fake news, they believed that Algeria is allowing transition athletes to participate in their choice of category. Correct?
So they pick the news what suits their narrative.
Yes. So now,
I understand.
Now there is a nation that, by their fake news, is pro-LGBTQ. That is also a problem.
But we're not saying, again, there is no stance here that being...
No. I don't have any issue with that. Whatever country chooses what, that's a different
To each
debate.
their own.
To each their own. That's a very different debate. We can get into that as well. My problem is, what the hell does the West want? What do you want? Do you want Asian and African nations to conform to your thoughts? Or do you want them to be against you?
Right.
Like, as per the season, you're expecting people to change their views.
Right.
You want Qatar to be pro-LGBTQ, so that's...
So it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that... correct me. So, brown people, Arab culture, a lot of us women have a little more of an androgynous, sharper feature kind of situation. It doesn't have to do only with that. It's not just Eurocentric in terms of beauty standards.
No.
It has to do with even the testosterone levels that they're trying to pinpoint on, which may or may not be true because we're not sure if that exists.
I don't think it's any of that. I genuinely believe it is a level of butthurtness when you lose.
Butthurtness.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's an inability to cope with the fact that there are people out of the region, because in their heads, in a lot of heads, like the Italian athlete who started crying and left arena for being punched too hard in a boxing match.
It comes with the arena, a little bit.
A little bit. And I'm sorry if you're not strong enough to go against that person who in your weight class punched you that hard.
She is strong enough to be there. She's an Olympian. She did train the same way. They're all there. Yes,
but if you can't take a punch, then leave.
We can be angry at the fact that isolation and scrutiny towards non-European and North American nations is larger. But we can't take it out on the athletes because it's not the athletes who are pulling it out.
In this case, we can, because this athlete knew her for many years.
No, that's true.
They've trained together.
That is true.
They know each other. They are friends. But now, because she cannot accept the fact that this person is better than her, trained more than her, and fights better than her, she is using the current issue with the opening ceremony to sort of like... Are
you sure that they're using the opening ceremony?
Why would she do that then? Why would she in that... They can accuse her of doping. That's also a huge trend.
The Chinese player,
Chinese gymnast.
Yeah.
Won, and the Australian coach accused him of doping because there's no way a human can do that without doping.
Yeah.
In the last Olympics, Chinese swimmers had undergone 7 drug tests in a single day. 7 tests in a single day because the US accused them of doping. Just on the accusation.
So why don't we accuse them? Like the Asian, brown,
excellent
Arabs.
point. There was a US athlete, I forgot his name, starting with K something, I forgot his name. There was a US athlete, he was found, he tested positive for a drug, which again I can't name right now, Trobolone, something like that.
Toblerone.
Sure, Toblerone, the chocolate.
Toblerone is what he was. You can dope on Toblerone.
Yes, that's allowed. It's a
Sugar rush.
sugar rush.
Sugar rush. Okay, so he was.
So he tested
positive for Toblerone.
So that
say the sentence.
No, that particular drug is known for enhancing strength and explosiveness.
Toblerone is good. I agree.
Can we move past Toblerone?
I really can't. I really can't. Okay, swiftly moving forward. Go ahead.
Swiftly moving forward like a man on Toblerone.
Yes, go.
So his strength levels were enhanced and it induced explosiveness. Now this is not a drug that is easily found in the market. You actually have to seek it out. Okay. What the US anti-doping agency, the USADA, released a statement after putting him through a trial was that he accidentally ingested it while eating contaminated meat.
But how do you do that? The contaminated meat available at
Somebody
the Olympic Village?
No, not the Olympic Village. It wasn't during the Olympics. It was at another set of games before the Olympics, in the run to the Olympics.
Right, okay.
But once you have been found guilty of doping, you're banned for a certain amount of time, during which the Olympics would fall.
I see.
So to make sure that he plays at the Olympics, they said he accidentally ate contaminated meats. And that's it. But fine.
That was accepted.
And the very next Olympics, Chinese swimmers are being tested 7 times a day.
So here's the thing though. I understand that there's a lot of scrutiny against people who aren't from the European, North American regions, who have a certain skin color and certain, basically POC. Right, I understand that part, but what I will not take away is that even with that scrutiny, people do thrive.
Yeah.
So Imane Khelif, for example, did win a gold.
She won a gold.
You must give her that, because she actually broke down crying when she qualified for the finals. Right,
shows how much she went through. Like how much
she went through. It's a lot. It's a lot to go through, and especially because she also considered that Italian boxer as her friend.
Yeah.
So she felt a lot of betrayal on lots of levels.
But this is where my problem comes in. Like Asian and African and South American athletes cannot enjoy their triumphs, cannot enjoy the journey, the experience, the same way other athletes get to enjoy. Sure. And I don't even think it's a person of color issue. Because if it was a person of color issue, they wouldn't have so many people of color. It's who you represent. If you are a person of color representing Britain, or if you're a person of color representing America, that's fine. Yeah. But the minute you're an African woman, now it's an issue. The minute you're an Asian person, now it's an issue.
Yeah, it's like
South
Shakari versus Imane Khelif.
Yeah.
For example, Camilla Konotop, she is a weightlifter in the 59 kg category, I think. She's 23 years old. She also has very androgynous features. But nobody points out saying that.
Thank God. That's a good thing.
Because she's a fantastic weightlifter. Yeah. To her credit, she should be where she is. But nobody points out. Nobody even goes like, you know what? She is not a woman. She shouldn't be playing.
Or Michael Phelps. A great example. Web feet, bigger lungs.
Yeah.
Nobody questions it. In fact, there was a New York anthropologist, Daniel Kade Doyle. He said nobody was disqualifying Michael Phelps for having a particular biological features that allowed him to excel in swimming. We all accepted it. All the other nations accepted it. Nobody brought it up. Why is it only brought up when it is African, Asian and South American athletes? Because
it's also, I will tell you, there's also like a very big transphobic factor attached to this, right? Just generally there is. Yeah. There's an undertone of transphobia in this as well. But in Imane Khelif's situation, it's always about testosterone, how testosterone benefits them. So when the USA players played against Brazil with basically being the height of the... Basically being the height of the hoops. Yeah. Where they have to dunk the ball.
There's a great picture that came out during the USA-Japan game where the Japanese player was coming up to the waist.
Yes.
Of the
how is that not an advantage? How is being 6'7", 6'8" in a basketball game not an advantage?
We accept that.
We accept it. It comes down to what we as universally accept to be. So... It goes back to the same argument that whatever benefits North American and European nations is always seen as, yes, let's do it. It is, it's valid, it's meat contaminated, its webbed feet is fine. But if it's Algeria or China, then the questions come up.
And it goes back, several years, like
Decades.
Maradona, decades, in fact, a century, in fact. Maradona's shoes were checked. In the
Like
initial
the
stages
footballer?
of his career. Diego Maradona, the footballer. In the initial stages of his career, his shoes were checked during halftime, after the match, to see if there is a device in his shoe. First of all, how the hell would he magnetize a football?
I know you're very passionate about this with the speed at which you're talking.
Slow down.
Slow down.
I don't see. For me, it's not speed. For me, it's at normal pace. I don't.
It's because the hyperfocus kicks in. ADHD is like, come on, all of this information, run through it.
And speaking of information, the biggest person I would like to name drop here, who has
Bigger than Michael Phelps and Maradona?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
his name is Jack Johnson. So,
Funnily enough, that's a
John-
name drop I do not know. I do not know this name that you have dropped. You went so big that I don't know who it is.
I went so far back.
That's fair. I am young. That is fair.
So Jack Johnson,
Okay.
Arthur Jack Johnson was the son of a former slave.
Okay.
That's how far back we've gone. He was born in 1878. Okay,
Right.
and in the initial years of his youth, he used to participate because boxing was illegal in Texas, by the way. He was born in Texas.
Oh, I know the story.
Yes, I'm getting there. Boxing was illegal in Texas.
Right.
Okay. So he couldn't box, but he used to be used as a sparring partner. So a lot of young black men who were good at boxing would be used as sparring partners. So they could spar with white boxers, help them get better, but they could not participate professionally.
Like in Bridgerton.
Like in Bridgerton. I don't know this reference. I've seen Bridgerton.
okay.
I don't know how you're reaching
In
this. I've watched it. I just don't know where this
In
comes
season 1, that was the case.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, both of them are black. But anyway, go on, move on.
So now, he used to participate in battle royales.
Okay.
Remember, boxing in Texas was illegal. Battle royales were not illegal. They were allowed. You know what a battle royale is? 5, 6, 7 young black men would enter a ring. White men were not allowed to participate in this. And they would beat each other up
to
for
death.
the amusement of the people in the audience.
Right.
And he used to participate in that. He used to win a lot. So he decided, why not do this professionally? So he left Texas, went to another part of the city and started boxing professionally. In 1906, he defeated former heavyweight champion and demanded a shot at the title.
Right.
Former heavyweight champion. So he didn't get the title because that guy didn't have the title anymore. So he defeated him, proving that he is good enough. For 2 years, all the heavyweight champions denied him. When Canadian boxer Tommy Burns became heavyweight champion, he's like, I'll take this guy on.
Okay.
And this was a historic fight. This fight was epic. Muhammad Ali draws a lot of influence from this guy. He said it openly.
Right.
He called him one of the most courageous men he knows of.
Right. Okay, fantastic.
Before the boxing fight, they said that they will shoot him if he wins from the audience. And he enters the ring.
Wow, okay.
And every punch was followed by a taunt. Every punch was followed by a taunt, and he won by a technical knockout. And so, knockout is where you knock the person out. I knew you were about to ask.
TKO.
TKO. Technical knockout is where you beat someone up so bad that they can't.
Do you know
they
why
can
I know
stand,
this?
but they will go like this. Why?
Justin Timberlake.
I'm sorry. How?
It's a song.
Oh.
There you go. Pop culture knowledge, always triumphant.
Cornucopia
Thank you.
of pop culture knowledge.
Pop culture knowledge.
Now, Tommy Burns lost.
Yes.
First black heavyweight champion has been established. Guess what began in America? The search, and I kid you not, these are the exact words that were used. The search for the great white hope. Who will take boxing back?
From black people.
From Jack Johnson.
From Jack
From
Johnson.
one man.
White hope.
Yes.
The great white hope.
The
to
great
bring home.
the search for the great white hope.
Oh, wow.
So a number of boxers went up against him and he knocked everyone down.
Right.
And he was also antagonizing them with his lifestyle. So he's been described as a man out of time. Like it's almost as if he traveled back in time because he lived life as if there is no racism.
Oh, okay.
So
He was ahead of his time.
he was much ahead of his time. At that point of time, if you so much as looked at a white woman, you would be lynched. Not only did he date several women, he married 3.
He married 3 white women?
In his lifetime.
Oh, wow.
And he dated
in 1878.
Yes, and he openly flirted with them. He openly dated them. And he was just, he openly flaunted his wealth. He bought a sports car with a convertible, with no rooftop, and he used to drive. He was once stopped by a cop giving him a speeding ticket. The speeding ticket was, I think, $50. And he gave the cop 100. And the cop is like, this is 50.
Keep the change.
No. He's like, I'm going, on the way back, I'll be driving the same speed, so I'm saving you time. Give me the second ticket. He was unapologetic. And you know what? Middle class black people were embarrassed by him. They thought he is the bad N-word because he represents everything that the white people are afraid of.
Oh, he was the OG.
So on behalf of them, on behalf of white people, they were offended by this guy. But this guy would live unapologetically. He's like, I have one life. I'm going to live it. Oh, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
He's really cool. So now, Jim Jeffries. Okay, just let's go with Jeffries. I don't remember his full name. Jeffries retired as an undefeated heavyweight champion in 1902.
Okay.
He was 100 pounds over the limit in 1910.
Okay.
He decided to come out of retirement to fight this guy. So in 6 months, he lost 100 pounds of weight, got back into shape, and he said, I will be the great white hope. The fight starts, and they are evenly matched. To a certain point, he knocks him down, Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson gets up, and after that, Jack Johnson doesn't go down. Punch after punch after punch after punch defeats him. But right before he defeats him, the radio broadcast ends. They don't want to show that he won.
Oh, man.
And this triggered race riots across the country.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this man walks out of that arena where they threatened to assault his wife, hang her, and do things to her corpse, and put tan and feathers on her because she married a black man.
Oh, that's so
These are the
sad.
threats he received on the way to the ring. And they said they will shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
And he wins, and he walks out, gets in his sports car, drives away. They approached his white mother-in-law, and told her to wrongly accuse him of kidnapping their daughter. At that point of time, it was illegal to transport women across state lines.
Okay.
But this was his wife. They ignored the fact that she was consensually married to him. He had started a nightclub restaurant in the city, so he had to cross state lines to reach there. His mother-in-law wrongly accused him of kidnapping their daughter. They put him on trial with an all-white jury.
But why did he do that? Why did he ask her to do it?
The government asked her to do it.
Oh, the government asked her to do it.
She was already embarrassed that she married her daughter married a black man.
Oh, okay.
So she saw this as a way of, getting her away from him. So he goes into on trial, pleads not guilty. Jury finds him guilty. There's no evidence to find him guilty, but jury finds him guilty. And he's out on bail, like for the next 2 days before he has to go to prison. Flees the country, goes to Europe. For the next 7 years, he defends his title. He fights the title fight thrice, defends his title twice, and the third time he loses his title, finally. And after that, he has a lot of fights in Spain and Mexico. And finally, when he's like filthy rich, he decides to go back to America, surrenders at the US border, US-Mexico border, spends 1 year in prison, comes out, doesn't fight again, but played exhibition bouts till the age of 67.
Oh, wow.
But they went after this man. They wanted to destroy this man because they couldn't handle the fact that he was of a different color, he was different from them, and he was winning.
So what we see today is just history repeating itself over
but
and over again.
In a more subtle manner. Because
and modernized manner. A civilized manner.
Yeah.
With testing and framework and rules.
And social media.
So
one person can just release a false statement that Imane Khelif has an XY chromosome. And the entire world will believe that.
Yeah.
Nobody will question the report.
Yeah.
Nobody will ask to see the report. and they will just accuse this woman and ruin her entire experience at the Olympic Village. Yes, she won the gold, but she could have had a much better time doing
But
so.
that's the case with anything because it depends on algorithm, right? So if you are more left-leaning, you find more left-leaning reality content. If you are more right-leaning, you get content that is more appropriate to your views and ideologies. So whatever is sold, it gets sold very beautifully in that algorithm structure. So can't do much. If you want to spread hate, you spread hate.
Yeah, and we end up living in our little echo chambers where we just see people with our, whether you are right, whether you're wrong, whether you're whether you're right, whether you're left, whether you are conservative or liberal, doesn't matter. You just become, you should never be in an echo chamber.
You are a right or wrong.
I'm always right. No, but you should never be in your echo chamber. You should always expose yourself to other thoughts.
That is not the reality anymore. Before, it used to be the case that we could coexist, and a lot of older people talk about this. They talk about the fact that you could coexist with people who didn't match your views, who didn't believe in the same concepts as you did, who didn't have the same political ideologies you did. But now you can't. It's very difficult in this day and age to have the same friend circle or anybody with even slightly different view from you, because we go into, this is toxicity, this is
labels.
Yeah, we are very consumed by our labeling that coexisting has become harder. Tolerating someone else's point of view has become harder.
Everything is an ism.
Everything is something. Absolutely. Everything is something. But something that I do not appreciate because I get very neutralized content. Okay, I have kind of taught my algorithm to show me enough of both sides. So I understand all viewpoints, and just from my psychologist point of view, I like to have an opener perspective. It's very hard to indulge in it. Like I said, I do not indulge in things that create such negativity in my brain. But I try to be open to it. And I saw this one particular tweet by J.K. Rowling, very interesting. Her comments on Imane Khelif or whatever it was, somebody replied to her or tweeted, I don't know the word, tweeted back, is that what you say?
Tweeted
X'd
back.
back.
Let's go,
Elon Musk back. Well, how do you say it? How do you say that? I don't know how you say it.
Tweeted back. Let's stick to tweeted back. Elon Musk back.
So, say we tweeted back, Elon Musk back, that I hope you are dead. I don't like... So this person also very aggressive. Yeah, the person also...
to J.K. Rowling.
She, whoever they were, they commented saying, I wish you are dead. I'm so disappointed in who you have become because I grew up with you or whatever, right? Again, a very aggressive standpoint to take on Twitter or X. Elon Musk. I don't know. So the very strong statement to create.
He will ban you from buying Tesla ever.
That's okay. I'm not interested. I cannot replace that battery. It costs as much as the car. So I'm okay. I'm okay. I will not be able to afford it. So J.K. Rowling replied to that going, I hope that I never wish for anyone that is opposed to me to die, because you don't know the amount of mental health toll it takes for an individual. And I only hope the best for you. And I'm like, brother, you know how much mental health struggles you have caused.
For Imane Khelif.
For anybody they have commented on in the past. So I am like, the irony is very lost on a writer.
On a writer. It's like, no, my mental health is important. Screw everyone else. I want to make one thing clear. I'm not anti-label. The labels are there. Everybody has a label. If I call myself millennial or whatever I am, just...
You are a millennial.
I'm a millennial. Okay, fine. Then that's a label. I'm not anti-label. I am against casually giving out labels.
Okay.
So,
but there's no test for it.
So I'll give you an example. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump election, 2016.
Right.
Way back when. Clinton was ahead in the polls at one point of time. You know where she lost the election?
I know.
Where?
She called the right-wing people a very bad word.
No, it wasn't a very bad word. She said all Trump supporters are deplorables.
Deplorable is a very bad word to use.
Really?
Yes. You cannot go around calling people deplorables.
It sounds like a very posh way of saying deplorable. If you walked into Abu Shagara and you called somebody a deplorable, it's like, oh, thank you.
Yes, this is exactly the equivalent of Joey thinking abysmal is a good statement for his acting.
That's such a nice
word. It is
word.
not. None of this. It just sounds nice. It's the rich people's way of calling you all bad words.
Goddamn rich people.
Very concise and brief manner very quickly.
Oh, okay.
You're a deplorable.
Oh, I'm not deplorable.
See, now you feel bad.
No, I don't actually. You just told me rich people are calling me bad. That's why I felt bad. Let's screw rich people.
But that's
Eat the rich.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That isolates and alienates so many people.
I'll give you my example. I'll be very open about it. I have no hesitancy admitting this. I grew up in a society where if you wanted to call something bad, you called it gay.
I would like a disclaimer here somewhere. Somewhere. This is I like how this podcast is very raw and uncensored.
No, because
but we are going to keep people's feelings.
No. Look, I'm going to be very honest. I'm not going to hide behind I want my history scrubbed. I don't want people to know who I am. This is who I am. I grew up in a society where if you wanted to call someone bad, you called them gay. And people got triggered by it. I got triggered by it. My friends got triggered by it. People started fighting because of it.
Let's name the year. What year was this?
Rude. 2006.
Yes, it was very long ago, guys. Like, it was really long ago. Rude. It was almost 20 years ago.
Why are you being defensive? Let me finish what I'm saying. It'll make sense. As I grew up, I learned these things, and I learned that this is not right. There are gay people out there who won't be happy with this. They'll imagine if somebody associated, like right now online, there's a huge campaign going on against Indian people, especially in Canada, in Britain, where Indian people, it's a room full of Indian people. They're like, imagine the smell.
Oh yeah, the South
Do you
Asian
like it
hate.
as an Indian? Do you like it as an Indian?
I mean,
no. The point being, like, we don't like it when people associate bad smell or stereotypes or negative stereotypes with Indian people.
Right.
So similarly, why should I associate negative stereotypes with another class of community?
Right.
So I learned that. But imagine if you had labeled me homophobic in 2007, tried to cancel me, I'd be full of hate.
But again, I
would never learn.
I understand this, but then, you're coming from a point where 2006, 2007 was just the start of information spread. Okay, everyone was in these very segregated tiny groups of close-knit understanding and similar wavelengths and stuff like that, and we were all like, oh, okay, this, that, oh, you have that thought, okay, cool, we would just coexist. Now we're in a generation where we cannot coexist with different kinds of thoughts because there's information available.
Correct.
With the amount of information that's available, with the amount of knowledge that is spread and human connections that are built, you cannot have those alienating ideas anymore.
I disagree.
You need to either, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
That's a great way of
Don't say anything at all, especially in 2024.
Yeah.
We're well past understanding all of this information.
Or the way Wolverine says it in Deadpool and Wolverine, it costs absolutely nothing to shut the fuck up.
You forgot to press the button. You want to do that again?
Yeah. It costs absolutely... Wait, hold on. Okay. It costs absolutely nothing to shut the Did it work?
I don't know. I have no idea of that.
Cussing is an integral part of culture.
Cussing is actually a big part of intelligence as well. Did you know that?
Really? Tell me more.
So, if people who use a lot of negative derogatory language is kind of to fulfill that flow of intelligent fluctuation in the brain. Does that mean you're intelligent? Not really. We have no confirmation unless we take a test, which you are against because it will then give you an ADHD diagnosis. But...
So you're saying cussing is an integral part of intelligence?
And linguistic knowledge, yes. It is a very integral part of it. Our recorder and videographer has gotten really scared. And he's in hiding secretly.
Don't be scared, Tayyab. I am very intelligent.
He just said you can see that. Oh, I love that. Okay. You can see it. Okay.
The psychologist confirmed that cussing means a sign of intelligence.
Correct.
Thanks for listening to Best Part Is with Sid Adee. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. If you loved what you heard, make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep looking for the best part in everything. This is Sid Adee signing off. See you in the next episode of Best Part Is.